So basically, then Crainer came around. So this is actually interesting.
So why did we all of a sudden, according to the audience, replace Kwebbelkop?
So I don't remember exactly where it came from originally, but I spoke to Crainer.
Yeah, well, I remember that we were struggling to record with just the two of us.
Yeah.
We missed having a third person around. We didn't know what to record.
Yeah.
We couldn't play Grand Theft Auto anymore.
No.
We couldn't do a lot of the things we were used to doing for 6 years straight. So
we were experimenting with recording with some people.
we were experimenting.
Yeah.
And keep going. You reached out to
So
Crainer.
I knew I had been speaking to Crainer one way or another for one reason or another.
Yes.
And he was part of like the Sunday group.
Right. Which is another gaming YouTuber who has a couple of people he plays with. Crainer was a part of them.
Yeah. And
at that time.
I think actually originally you and me even played with them. And then I think Crainer started talking to us more and more and more.
Yeah.
And then we were like, well, do you want to try out a recording with us?
I remember how it happened, actually. You recorded a video with Crainer before.
Not just me and him, though.
Yeah, you did.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You replaced me.
Oh.
Yeah. You replaced me and recorded a dual video with Crainer.
Yeah.
And then I decided to slid in his DMs.
I actually think, though, that going back then, it wasn't...
Or slide. Slid or slide?
Slide. But but if you think about it, back then, though, it wasn't as clear that we were still...
No,
because we were doing a lot of solo content as well.
Yeah. It wasn't clear that we were going to be a threesome again.
Yeah, and I think that was the time. Looking back on it, it looks like very much a thing where it was like the two of us looking for someone else to add. But it was kind of like we were doing a lot of solo content, and we were each of us kind of doing stuff with other people.
Yes,
and because we didn't know which way it was going to go.
But our polls, they're magnetized towards each other.
Yeah, we always come back.
We always came back to each other. I'm really happy that there's some distance here.
Yeah.
I think the viewers are probably pretty happy about that as well.
Yeah.
I'm not sure we would be able to post this video on YouTube otherwise.
It's just nice that I also can't smell him.
Oh.
But so Crainer, he started doing some Minecraft stuff.
Yes. So Crainer was a Minecraft guy.
Yeah.
And he
beyond anything we could do.
Once he kind of gradually started recording with us, he obviously wanted to keep his Minecraft stuff going. And he had a couple of guys who worked for him at that time. And
they could make
they could expand their knowledge.
It was like special Minecraft videos that have like modded that we just didn't understand.
People who would like rewrite the code in Minecraft to, I don't know, create a giant zombie that would run after us and slaughter us.
Nowadays it feels like modded gaming content is like the norm.
Yes.
But back then, and more so beyond that time, but back then it wasn't as common.
No, right? I would definitely agree with that. Yeah, right now it's the norm. If you're a gaming creator, you have to invest in your content.
I think it would be kind of weird to do a vanilla video
right now.
Yeah, it'd be like what is that like?
What are you doing?
There's nothing here. Unless you were like the whole point was it was a vanilla series, but I think just trying to do things in vanilla, like we very rarely ever.
I agree. That was a different YouTube era.
Yeah,
those guys are long gone too.
So Crainer came in. We started recording all this content, and then at the same time, our Minecraft had been doing incredibly well before that, though.
Yes, but we'd only uploaded it like maybe 20 videos on the max. Then that's why it performed well. It's because it was just something we didn't do very often.
So because we were definitely at the beginning of a strong upswing. And I think the Crainer thing, him coming in and bringing in that extra content, it kind of put it into the next gear.
Well, I also remember that Crainer hated GTA. He didn't know how to play it.
Yeah.
And that's why we kind of went away from something that we were used to doing.
I mean, he didn't really have a ton of experience with games beyond sort of Minecraft and
that's true.
Roblox.
Yeah.
And I think that Crainer coming in was definitely part of the reason why we were gradually shifting towards focusing heavily on Minecraft.
Yeah.
For good or worse.
So many regrets. No, I would say though, Minecraft is definitely the game right now I least enjoy.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah. What about you?
I actually
It's the most expensive game to play because like Josh just mentioned, we have to get people to adjust the code.
Yeah.
And in my opinion, it's also the most scripted content, and therefore we are less genuine, and therefore it's more boring.
I don't like how much work it takes to get stuff set up.
Yeah.
Which I definitely do the most of,
Yes.
obviously.
Because you're a control freak.
Yeah. Yeah. And Jelly's the
Can
opposite.
I say that? I'm just like, hey, let's just let Josh take care of this.
I think
this entire podcast studio has been taking care of Josh. We're paying for it together, but you know, he's setting it up.
That's always been the reason why we work quite well, is that
if
Jelly's
I was a control freak and you were a control freak,
Yeah.
I don't think we would match, man.
Yeah.
That'd be an issue.
And then I think to touch on the last part on the Crainer point, so why did he go? Why did he leave? Or at least what was our perspective on him leaving? Because I think that we don't want to get too
odd.
We want to focus on our views today, right? Our view of things.
He'll hopefully have some time in the future where he can talk for himself. Let's see.
Okay.
But in my perspective, it was actually kind of similar to the Jordy situation.
Okay.
But there was a bit more beef.
Okay. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. So Crainer left when he was going through a rough time himself.
Yeah.
And we had been taking this job way more serious than we did when Kwebbelkop left.
Sure. Yeah.
So we were more upset about the fact that he couldn't get his stuff together.
Yeah. Definitely would say though that we were going beyond our maybe what would be normally expected of us in terms of trying to help him with other things.
Yes.
Which, doing this from our perspective, that's what we want to focus on. But which was difficult, right? Because there's like, how far do you go in that sense? To be supportive is a difficult sort of topic. And I think that it also ended up being way more disruptive to our channel than I think the Kwebbelkop one was, which was much more difficult, I think, if that makes sense. So like it disrupted everything process wise.
Yeah, it did.
I guess maybe partly because it was quicker.
It was much quicker. It didn't happen gradually. It was, I think the Kwebbelkop thing, he left over the space of maybe 6 months.
Yeah.
Crainer was maybe max 2 months.
Yeah.
And it came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden he was gone.
Yeah.
And I don't think I've ever said this publicly, but blocked me everywhere.
Yeah.
Didn't even have beef with him.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Blocked me for 9 months straight.
So
Didn't say a word.
I still think though that that would be interesting to maybe expand on.
That's all I'm gonna say. I don't want to go too deep into it because whatever happened, and I want Crainer to be here to defend himself or to touch on anything that we maybe see differently.
Yeah.
And that's very important.
Yeah.